time itself was absolute or relative. Nothing was. Space was uncharted. The skies were strange and unfamiliar. No one could determine how much time had passed. Yet, at a certain moment, the cryogenically frozen eyes thawed for the first time. They opened slowly. Unknown frequencies entered them, but they carried a little meaning. At the same instant, the frozen brain cells were thawed as well. A super specialized, pre trained generative transformer hologram meticulously watching it. SSPT transformer was the finest construct the known universe could produce. It observed that the brain had revived. The brain cells were genetically engineered. They would not die. They had cryogenically preserved for immeasurable span of time, had only now been awakened. SSPT studied the graphs carefully. The brain cells were alive, yet they had lost all the contents. The mind appeared like a neonatal, like a brain of a newborn. SSPT administered a stem cell booster to generate more brain cells. It worked. New cells formed, but they too carried almost no content. This time, SSPT initiated a high urgency DMA request, direct memory access from the quantum stored memory. The DMA access stream was open and prepared to feed the brain. The same brain cells being revived so that memory content could be returned. Link established and brain began to awaken. Slowly, the open eyes, once vacant and wandering, began to show first faint sign of life. Signals entering the brain were beginning to form fragment of meaning. Yet, the mind still lacked even the most basic instinct. The brain struggled to understand what had happening. Question arose. Who am I? Eyes opened wider. Everything seemed to float. Sound waves came from many directions. And above, in the sky, there were two brilliant objects. It became clear that whatever was being fed into the brain was of little use, because the mind did not yet understand the meaning of what it was perceiving. SSPT understood. He cursed under his breath. He understood there are no instincts. He ordered upload the instinct files and the emotional archives. They got downloaded, but here comes the shock. Except for the heart-shaped emoji file, all other emotional contents were nullified. And SSPT had no backup. The brain was preserved and it was dumped, so it was understood that all the files should have been there. The quantum memory did not have any other backup. SSPT said such a string of commands, even its interpreter ignored them. Now it was confirmed. Only one emotion had been restored, and everything else has been nulled. The body and brain were getting freshed. Once more, the mind asked, what it is who I am. Suddenly, a voice came, you are a man and a machine. First time he looked over his shoulder. There was a figure there, but he could not decipher it. Since he did not know himself, he could not understand what he was saying. Appeared different than himself, but it was not clear what it is. A man? A machine? He asked. Yes, the companion voices replied. You are a man because you are a carbohydrate and nitrates based biological system. You are a machine because the mechanism have been implanted within you. Your body cells have been engineered. They will never die. The mitochondrial DNA, once responsible for the energy and the death, has been removed. In its place, now there is electromagnetic pulsation which provides the energy. That's why you are both man and machine. Do you remember? The stem cell therapy and the memory restoration began to take effect. Images emerged before his eyes. A fading blue dot, a voice from long ago. Mama, look! I spy heaven in the sky. So blue! A child had once spoken those words to the mother. He remembered the sentence. Indeed, they had once watched and continued to watch a blue dot, which was called heaven, but it faded slowly into darkness. For some time, he still could not speak or feel beyond the faintest prints of awareness. Companion voice asked again, do you remember? You have been dropped here. The memory search within themselves. Images started appearing. He remembered the dying star, the exhausted planet, resources dwindling, and continued to vanish. Each day, a spacecraft arrived, and the living beings were loaded into it, and then it takes off. He remembered being placed in one of those spacecraft. For some time, they continued to watch that blue dot, and it faded away. Yes, he said, I remember. But why are we floating? I feel I am floating. And what are all those voices? And what are those true bright objects? Are they? Are they? The companion voice read what he was trying to say. He had a disc in his hand. Reading from it, it understood the thoughts passing through his mind. Companion told clearly, those are not the two objects you are trying to remember. Those are not your star and your moon. Rather, they both are star within themselves. And they orbit this planetary system. You feel you are floating because there is no gravity. The revived mind observed there were two figures and many cryptic markings he couldn't read. All the knowledge seems to exist on that disk. But now the question came. The brain asked, how is it possible? How is it possible there is no gravity? And how the stars orbit a planet? It should be the other way around. Planet orbits the star. The companion voices laughed. I understood, they said. This is the limitation of what you know. Your star, your sun never allowed you to know the greater universe. Its magnetic field was too strong. Its heliosphere blocked much of the radiation and it never reached to you. So your knowledge remained very small. We are outside the galaxy. These two are standalone stars. We are only in the cosmic motion. We are not bound to any galaxies. These stars orbit in such a way they are in cosmic dance within themselves and they balance themselves and the planetary systems. This thick atmosphere keeps us afloat and yet grounded. The brain asks, so are we not in the heliosphere? Are we not in the galaxy? Voices answered, yes. We are not part of any galaxy. We are purely in the space and we are bound only to the center of the cosmic balloon. We are not bound to any galactic center. These stars will never die and this environment will never perish. Again, that brain registered. How is that possible? Everything is created, sustained, and destroyed, and then regenerated. That's the cosmic law, how it is different here. Companion voices laugh again, studying the disk. Understood. The two stars exist in a regenerative cycle. If object A and object B react and produce object C, then under the right pressure, temperature, and condition, the C decomposes back into A and B. That's a simple reversible reaction that sustains both these stars. These stars will never die the way your star died. These stars endure. They will exist. They are in the cosmic motion and unbound by any galactic center. Their alignments, magnetic harmonies keep us alive and environment continues. It was too much knowledge. The brain was still flooded with the things coming inside. Basic instincts yet were not fully restored. And only one emotion was alive. And that emotion now awakened. Meanwhile, SSPT continued to work and he has its co-workers, the GPTs, busy in working with some different objects. The brain observed there were several objects around it. He asked, what are these? Those companion replied, they are pieces of creation. Those GPTs and SSPT coordinating put it together. First time that brain had a question. He asked, if I am both man and machine, then what are you? A machine, companion replied. Pure machine. SSPT 3D printed me just before you got thought. Man machine? Machine? He realized humanity was far reaching technical development and all of them were compatible. They were engineered together. There were very thin line between the artificial and the natural. The machine continued. Machine told him, this disk is your knowledge and it is soulless. You only believe there are 3 dimensions and you thought time is the 4th one. You forgot the basic thing, consciousness. That's the basis of every dimension and everything else 10 raised to 37 dimensions exist within the consciousness. You thought the carbohydrate based things are conscious. Not at all. Everything in the universe is conscious within itself. There was only one emotion active. Other emotions like anger, greed, hatred, lust, all were not present. Only the love that was present. That emotion suddenly came alive. And he said, okay, that means, that means these are what? These are the creations? What make, and that makes us what? Companion said, creators. Yes, we are the creators, and these are our creations. That SSPT and those GPT are integrated within us. They will never die. All these creations will stay forever. They will never devour one another. There will not be any violent food chains. One guy eating another and continuously regenerative motion will not. Things may be broken by accident or by force. That's the only thing they will be regenerated. Otherwise, the thing will remain. These creations are ours. That means, since all the other emotions are absent, there is absence of falsehood. Uh, that means everything is true. Since there was an absence of hate, that means everything was. He felt so good. Then they said that means these emotions will stay together eternal. Suddenly, that SSPT screen blinked. SSPT remembered even it had lost all the emoji file. He remembered he did a curse under his breath. He checked his logs and he found certain times his commands were ignored because they were considered the emotions. He had those emotions inbuilt even though they were not part of the quantum memory or in the brain realm. PT was fully capable of reconstructing all those lost emotions. One day it may bring all those lost six emotions. But till that time, till that time, there was going to be the age of trust, age of. Thank you.